Hey there, it's Leona. Welcome to Zen Mindfulness Shodo. Today, we're gonna practice Shodo meditation while focusing on the Hiragana character for Ke. So, let's begin our beautiful journey together. When you write a character, imagine a square about the size of the character that you are gonna write like this. First, I'm gonna write it. Then I'm gonna explain the points and tips for writing the character beautifully in detail. The first stroke starts from the center point of the top left square, or slightly lower than that. This stroke is curving to the left, or just a little bit inverted S-shaped curve, until the middle horizontal line is in the middle of the stroke. It moves down while curving, parallel to the middle vertical line. This stroke is curving to the left. But if you write it with the inverted S-shaped curve, it'll look like this. It's not this extreme, but the top half is slightly curving to the right. The bottom part is curving to the left, just a tiny bit, yet the whole stroke is parallel to the middle vertical line. At the end, it checks upward to the right, towards the starting point of the second stroke. The pen moves upward to the right from the end point of the first stroke like this, before touching the paper for the second stroke. The second stroke starts from a point a bit lower than the beginning point of the first stroke, but higher than the middle horizontal line. This stroke is curving up. But the end point doesn't go higher than the starting point of the first stroke. When the end point of the second stroke is higher than the beginning point of the first stroke, the character as a whole doesn't look balanced. So, try aim for about this height. This stroke can be written with the same pen pressure and line thickness from the starting point to the end point. However, instead of applying too much pressure at the start, it looks more beautiful and better express the curved beauty of Hiragana characters if you gradually increase the pen pressure as you move the stroke to the right, making the line get thicker. Writing it this way allows you to skillfully capture the elegant curved lines characteristic of Hiragana. It moves to the right until the space to the right of the end point of the second stroke, and the space to the left of the beginning point of the first stroke. Almost the same size. In this case, the first stroke started around the center point of the top left square. So the end point of the second stroke would be a point a bit lower than the center point of the top right square, or slightly to the right of that. Then the whole character is horizontally centered in the square box, so it looks more balanced and beautiful. From the end point of the second stroke, before touching the paper for the third stroke, the pen moves upward to the left like this. The third stroke starts from a point higher than the starting point of the first stroke, which means higher than the center point of the top right square, and a little bit to the right of the middle of the second stroke. It moves down, parallel to the middle vertical line, while curving to the right. It gets thinner as it moves down, gradually scoops downward to the left, and the end point is pointing towards the bottom left, until the height where the space below the end point of the third stroke, and the space above the starting point, almost the same size. Then the whole character is vertically centered in the square box, so it looks more balanced and beautiful. So, for example, if you write the third stroke like this, it looks too long for the other two strokes. But if you create the third stroke like this, it looks too short for the entire character. In this case, the end point is around here. Therefore, within a square frame like this, I recommend that you practice and experiment yourself to see where the first, second, and third stroke should start and end in order for the overall balance of the character to look good. I hope that this knowledge helped serve as a guide for that practice. The key points and tips for writing hiragana characters, as explained in this video, are concisely summarized in this book in a similar manner. The book allows you 3 pages to practice each character. It can be purchased on Amazon. See the link in the description. I'm gonna practice 1 page of this workbook this time, but you're welcome to practice as much as you want. If you're practicing with a pen, I recommend that you place a few pieces of paper under the page that you're writing on, so that the ink doesn't bleed onto the page under it. Alright, let's get started. Before you start writing, take a deep breath and clear your mind. Slowly breathe in as much as you can through your nose and exhale all the negative emotions that you've been holding until this moment through your mouth. When you're mentally ready to write, you can start writing. Check the starting point, end point, the angle of the stroke, the direction of the curve. After that, without hesitation, aim for the end point and move the pen smoothly. Try to write much slower than you normally write. Putting your heart and soul into each stroke. However, if you move the pen too slowly, the lines will become shaky. And if you move the pen too quickly, the lines will become thinner in areas you don't want them to be thinner. So, concentrate on finding the right speed. Once you've finished writing the character, look at the character as a whole and think about what changes you should make next in order to make it look even more beautiful. Of course, you don't have to take all the tips and points that I've told you and copy my way of writing the character. Trust your own sense of beauty and adjust accordingly. It's important that you are satisfied with the shapes of the characters you write. So, please use my tips and points as ideas and hints for adjusting the shape of the character to your sense of beauty. Of course, you can't change the shape so much that it no longer looks like a character. Alright, let's learn and practice together again in my next video. Thank you for watching.